Okay, good day everyone and welcome to this session. I'm your Kuya Mikey. I myself also was a student leader during my time and currently I'm working in Unilab Foundation handling programs for youth engagement, providing youth leadership programs for young people and then handling mental health programs. So for today, I was invited by the Department of Education to give you insights, tips, and some stories and inspiration for you to really use your power as student leaders in your respective schools. And hopefully, we can create change that can help and support your fellow students. So the title of the discussion is the role of student leaders, your role in strengthening advocacies in your school and in your community. Okay, so here, first, I would like to start with a quote. So being young should not stop you from starting. So always natin naririnig most of the time na when a young people nagsasalita, if may mga nakikinig na mga matatanda, they always say na we cannot do anything because of our young tender age. No? But I say to you today na we should we should not limit ourselves because of our age. It doesn't mean na kung bata ka, doesn't mean that you are a young leader is wala kang magagawa. That's too old. So today, I'm going to show to you some stories and evidences to support our claim that if given the right platform, example here sa school nyo, if you are the president, if you're a member of your student government, with the right platform and with the right support, you can actually create positive change. So your age should not stop you from dreaming. Okay, so background lang. So this is my team. Actually, when I was in high school, we implemented a positive program. So for a diarrheal disease, in Iloilo. So back then, we implemented a program that can provide hygienic hygienic environment that aims to educate children with the basic of water, sanitation, and hygiene information to lessen the cases of diarrhea. So this project also empowered the parents to do small-scale business to clean their area to prevent further causes of diarrhea. During that time, when we presented the program nang nag-umpisa kami, maraming din nag-question sa amin. So their primary concern was, you are too young to, masyado kayong bata to create programs touching on health. So let's leave this, sabi nila, hayaan natin yung mga doktor, hayaan natin yung mga professional to tackle this program. But kami, with our advisors dati sa aming organization, we refused to listen. So we proposed the program, and kahit na bata kami during that time, with courage and dedication, we were able to solve the diarrheal diseases in the community. That's giving us the award during that time. It was a national award. So yun, doon nagsimula ang aking story that inspired me to build a youth engagement program. So 10 years na siya. So the name is Ideas Positive, and it empowers young people like you to become leaders in their school and in the community. Okay. Sabi nga ng mga bata na na-encounter natin, I can do greater things no matter how young I am. We can do greater things no matter how young we are. We just need a platform. Okay, so we just need a platform. So age is not a limitation. We just need a platform. So if you are in your school now, if we are going to propose a program, this is the things that you need to do. You need to talk to your advisors. to your teachers, the mentors nyo, even to the principal, you demand that they give you a platform where you can exercise your skills, where you can create or you can execute your innovative ideas, and where you can test your theories. Yun yung ano ngayon yun yung trend. So, tapos na yung mga araw na tayo mga leaders, young leaders, we only read books. Diba? Nakakapagod yun na you only read books, you learn from YouTube. Diba? You just only read from reports. Tapos na yan. The trend now is we execute our ideas and then let's see the outcomes. If good ang outcomes nyo, of course, it can propel you to implementing your ideas in a wider scope. Kung hindi naman good ang ideas, it's okay. You can still improve it. But the point is, you need to demand for a platform where you can practice your ideas, where you can implement your ideas, either in your school or in your community. Okay, that is your right. Next is, when given the right platform, of course, that is our call, you can. No? So basta may platform kayo, basta may program kayo, basta may support kayo sa school, you can do everything na within your power. So maniwala kayo sa akin, basta you have the platform and the right support. Today, 25% of today's population belongs to the youth. So kayo yon. So tayo yun, I mean 25%. So napakarami natin. So do not ever underestimate the power, the collective power of young people. So for example, I will show you some programs implemented by young leaders like you. For example, the Project Agubayani in Western Visayas. Example, in Western Visayas, you're able to solve mental health problems and issues during the time of COVID-19 pandemic. It was implemented by young people, kahit bata pa. And they were very successful. The Strong Heroes also in Iloilo were able to provide livelihood programs for our fellow Filipinos in the time of the pandemic. And even the Sangguniang Kabataan by City of Leyte were able also to solve the pressing problems of their community, even na very young pa lang sila. So it proves to us na hindi problema yung pagiging bata. Okay? One good example also is the Young Heroes Initiative High Five of the Positive Youth Development Network. Sabi nila dati, young people cannot advocate for HIV prevention. But we don't believe it. So if you're given the right platform, if you're given the right support, anything you can do it. So here, kahit bata pa lang sila, they were trained, they were given the resources and the support, the mentors, and they were able to educate their fellow young peers and even the members of the community to really prevent HIV and AIDS. Okay? Of course, the call is you can do it too. So kung nakaya nila, kaya nyo rin o sa inyong mga schools. So ano bang kailangan natin gawin? So I believe that the duty, your duty, our duty is to challenge corruption. Okay? So hindi na siya corruption sa government. I am not only talking about corruption sa government, but corruption in everything that we see here in our country and even abroad. Some of corruption ng minds ng mga bata. So anything that prohibits us to exercise our rights is a form of corruption. Okay? For example, wala kang access sa adolescent-friendly services. That is a form of corruption. Diba? So hindi mo na-exercise ang right mo to meaningfully participate in governance. That is rooted from corruption. And for example, hindi ka nakaka-implement ng magandang program sa school kasi there are a lot of barriers. That is also a form of corruption. Okay? So now, ito, So this is our challenge. Our challenge is to eat the big fish. So we cannot do it if mag-isa ka lang. But if marami tayo, if marami kayong magtutulungan kayong mga leaders sa inyong school and community, of course, we can address and we can solve kahit malaking problema man iyan. Okay? So the question is, bakit kayo? So bakit ko kayo ini-encourage na i-solve or identify ang inyong mga problems sa inyong mga schools? Here, you have the unlimited energy to start and explore possibilities. So hindi na natin, it's not even a question because kayo, you can feel inside your body, in your heart, and in your brain that you have the energy in the whole world to really solve and challenge anything na gusto nyong mangyari. So you can create the world you choose. You can create and you can build a world that you want. So walang nang gagawa sa atin na ganito. Hindi na ito magagawa ng mga past generation. This is your duty and this is your time to really, sabi ko nga, create the world that you want to see. Okay, for the future. You should take the responsibility. Next is you have a lot of time to learn and correct your mistakes. So most of the time, takot tayo na magkamali. Diba? So takot tayo ng pagalitan. Natatakot tayong masaktan. But I believe so sa napakaraming mga bata na natulungan namin in terms of leadership development, we learn best if we got hurt, di ba? We learn best kung nagkamali tayo. Kasi, di ba if nagkamali ka, for example, sa exam, is hindi mo makakalimutan yung pagkakamali na yon. And then what you should do is to correct yourself. Diba? But if nagkamali ka for second time, same problem, nako, so kailangan mo i-check ang self mo kasi hindi na siya mistake eh. If it's a repeated mistake talaga, it's your fault. But if these are original mistakes, still we can charge it sa experience nyo. That's why once may pumasok sa isip nyo na idea, what you should do is you present it, you voice out, and really have the confidence to communicate it to your advisors or to your teachers that this idea is worth pursuing. Okay? So, ganon. And then, of course, you are educated. Lahat kayo is nakapag-aral. You have the knowledge and the experience. So, wala kayong dapat nakatakutan. And what the youth has done. So ito, ang dami na. So we can even solve problems sa immunization. Ang dami ng mga kagaya nyo all over the Philippines help the government achieve its goal in immunization. Sa polio man yan, even sa COVID-19. Yan, so ang dami. So there's a lot of narratives and stories that could give you inspiration. So you should the point here is always think na you are not alone. Diba? In this journey. Kasi sometimes leaders tayo, diba? So we are leaders. Sometimes we feel na we are alone. We are different. Kasi tayo lang nakakaisip ng mga projects, mga programs na ito. But there's a lot of student leaders like you or the country utilize social media, utilize, di ba? Go to Facebook, go to Instagram. So Google, isang search mo lang, makikita nyo na yung mga peers nyo. And you can connect with them. Di ba? Build networks, build friendships while you are still young. Okay? So, yun. And next is, of course, we partnered with Sangguniang Kabataan. So, if you really want to go to governance, of course, you can enter SK, no, in the future if you really want to do into governance. But going to governance is one of also of sustainable way of creating change, no? So hopefully a lot of you will, in the future, makikita ko a lot of you, no? Kayong lahat mag-run for a local and even a national post. Kasi mga kapatid, sometimes what we need to do is kung pagod tayo sa mga nakaupo ngayon sa gobyerno or pagod tayo sa mga nakikita natin, what we can do is to present to the public, no, an alternative through you, no, through your vision and your aspiration for a better Philippines na gusto niyo in the future. Okay? And then, so here are the steps kung paano nyo ma-startan ang movement na gusto nyo sa schools nyo or sa community nyo. One is you need to have the courage. Yung tapang, no? Yun yung tapang na gusto natin. Hindi to yung tapang na makikipag-away ka talaga. Sometimes, okay lang makipag-away ka, makipag-debate, makipag-argue ka. But in a lighter way, it's okay. But here the courage is, what I mean of courage is the courage to ask difficult questions. So sometimes most of the significant change na nangyari sa ating bansa, even sa world, started with a very difficult question. Yon. So sana magkaroon kayo ng tapang na magtanong ng mga mahihirap na tanong. Okay? Hindi yung tanong na answerable lang by true or false or yung tanong na pwedeng A, B, C, D. Hindi. So you should ask why. Why we are doing this? Why now? Why not this one? Why me? Why not you? Because when we ask difficult questions, no, we can test ideas worth pursuing. So yung mga ideas na ripe talaga, yung mga hinog na mga ideas for implementation. So without asking it, we cannot test yung ideas kung saan dito yung mas okay, saan dito yung parang naisip ko lang, o saan dito yung worth talaga na i-pursue natin sa school or sa community. Next is courage. Second is creativity. Now the world, we have a lot of problems. Every day we encounter evolving problems. Yung problem kahapon is different from the problems today. Bukas, ibang problema na naman. Diba? And the solutions, of course, if we learn it from school, if the problems are changing, hindi naman pwede natin na same solution lang ang i-apply natin. Diba? So sa math, kagaya ng math and science, so if the elements are changing, or if the problems are changing, syempre different theorem nang i-apply mo or different formula. And that's why, as young leaders, you need to be creative. Hindi lang ibig sabihin na creative ka sa pagdo-drawing, pagsusulat, but you need to think creatively on how to attack a certain issue, a certain problem in your school. Okay? Also, part of being creative is the manner or the way or the mechanisms and how you present yourself to your peers, to your mentors, and then to the public. Diba? So you practice public speaking, you practice negotiating, you practice introducing yourself. No, kahit mag-draft lang kayo ng one paragraph on how you introduce yourself, what are your targets, what are your dreams 3 years from now, what are your goals, that this will be very helpful and very handy, no, when you present yourself. Okay, you need to be creative in presenting yourself. That is the first task talaga as a leader. Hindi pwede na leader ka and then tahimik-tahimik ka lang. So no one will follow you. No one will believe you. Okay? Next is compassion. So Ina, you have the courage to ask difficult questions. You're creative both in delivery and in the manner that you address problems. And the last one is you need to be compassionate. No? Minsan sinasabi natin ng leaders natin, we have a lot of excellent leaders, young leaders in the country. Magagaling sila. They can solve a lot of problems. But in the long run, they fail because hindi sila compassionate. No? Kung hindi ka compassionate, kung hindi mo na-address yung emotional side, no, the connection between people, kung minsan parang hindi ka genuine, you do it only for awards, for projects, and for your recognition sa school. So masisense yan ng other people. So do the things that you love, no? And love the things that you do. So kung hindi mo love ang isang bagay, wag mo na lang gawin. Kasi of course, diba, masasaktan ka, masasaktan din ng ibang tao. Okay? So yun, we always place our 100% ng ating heart and ng ating passion sa things na ginagawa natin. And piliin natin yung mga things na gusto natin gawin. Okay? Hindi natin kailangan, para maging isang magaling na leader, hindi sukatan yung paramihan ng activities sa school. Ang sukatan ay paano mo na-change ang life kahit ng isang tao lang when you implemented the project. And of course, change the mindset. No? Dapat sa mind nyo pa lang, you are a leader and you can win. And of course, we can do all in this together. So if nahihirapan, mag-seek ng help sa mga kapwa nyo leaders. Sabi ko na, seek your help from your parents, from your teachers, and from the community. So again, I hope nabigyan ko kayo ng inspiration and some of the insights on how you could become future-ready leaders, both in your schools and in your community. So if you have any questions, clarification, you can direct it to the organizers, or you can send messages directly to me. So sa social media, so just search my name and I will try my best to reply. And hopefully, marami akong ma-receive na mga good news sa mga schools niyo after this training, and I'm very excited to see how you create positive change in your schools and in your communities. Again, thank you very much for listening and have a good day. Good luck to all of your advocacies. Thank you very much.